Edwin Arjuna first introduced the muted group theory in 1975. He was a British anthropologist and a feminist scholar. This theory was first developed in the field of cultural anthropology, and it emerged from Arjuna's exploration of the problem of women in a short essay called Belief and the Problem of Women. He found that a culture's values and social structure were reflected through its language patterns. The muted group theory has many strengths, including helping researchers reflect on their language use and interpretations to be more inclusive in their work. Language was made by dominant groups, particularly white men. For example, women have historically been seen as an inferior social group to men. So they have been depicted in the media as subservient, restricted from positions of power, and raised to take on roles as housewives while men do the work of creating and shaping language practices and the world. So it becomes vital for researchers and practitioners of media to understand how this pattern affects them and other minority groups. Some critiques that this theory has faced is that it is difficult to scientifically measure relations between everyday communication with oppression. This theory can be considered broad and applies to any minority group. This makes it difficult to gauge measurable statistics because it is hard to put a number to the amount of oppression people face. Another problem which stems from this previous statement would be that this theory mainly addresses the effect that it has on women. However, there are several marginalized groups who've experienced the same treatment and go unrecognized because of the lack of studies.
This work is often applied to women and other minority groups in fields like HR, who use it to help inform the way that they understand issues between different social groups in the workplace. As a study with our theory was required, we created a survey on women in the workplace. We asked 42 different women about their experiences and communication with men in their workplace. 98% of women feel valued in their workplace, but the majority feel mistreated or talked down to at work by men. The survey collected that 69% of women feel inferior, as well as 83% have experienced a man talking down to them at work. Throughout their career, 62% of women have avoided communication with men at work due to stigmas such as being over-emotional. Communication between men and women is avoided at work. 61% of the women stated that they have felt violated by a man at work. The communication between men and women is highly avoided in the workplace. From this small fragment of data, we think a study could be conducted on the exact language practices that men and women use in the workplace to gather more information on this theory. The muted group theory continues to be relevant in our world today, especially as workplaces and the world in general become more diverse. It's important to focus on the ways in which we communicate with each other, as our words can harm people in ways we don't even understand. Muted group theory is an explanation of a problem that women and many other minorities have been facing for a long time, and one that studies of this theory can help begin to solve.